Today's sponsors are Angelo's Interiors, specialising in kitchens, bedrooms and bathrooms. Go and visit their showroom today in Gillingham. Their web address is angelosinteriors.com. And De Medici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on demediciassociates.com.
Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Simon Burridge, and the red-haired warrior that is Rachel Burridge.
Hello, welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Rachel, and the guy from Up, Simon Burridge. Today we are going to discuss frequently asked questions.
Easy for you to say.
A little less. For photography. So we're doing photography questions today.
Okay, so you're the photographer of Cherrywood Productions, aren't you?
No way.
Yeah, so we'll be asking you some questions in a minute, but before we do, let's talk about our last guest, Darren Holt and Rachel.
I know. I was just waiting for you to carry on.
That was a good chat, wasn't it? With Darren.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was really, I don't know, it was just, there's something about it that you think, no, that kind of happened, and you sort of sit there and think, really? You did that? You cleared that up? But there is a warning, isn't there, on it, just in case anyone is a little bit screamed.
He doesn't go too graphic, but he goes into some details about having to clear things up.
Yeah,
which
nice.
is and I think we mentioned this on our last podcast because that was the upcoming podcast.
Yeah.
So what's the upcoming podcast on?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Was I?
I can't remember.
Darren was my last podcast.
So Darren's your last one. So then the next podcast then is, I believe, Chris Underwood.
It's the one with Rachel.
Yeah, Chris Underwood.
And then,
musician. He's toured America with his band Device. Really good one to listen to. He's had interviews with Beck. And, really good because he used to be a journalist as well.
And the good thing is...
And he sings a song for us at the end.
Does he? I can actually listen to this one and not know what it's about. It's really weird.
Well, you listen to all of them and you don't know what they're about.
Well, no, because I do them, don't I?
Yeah, but you still don't know what any of them are about.
Yes, I do. Shut up.
Anyway, so I think that's it, isn't it? That's the bant's done. You tell everyone I'm the bloke from Up. You've got a jaw like Buzz Lightyear. Riley's here, everyone. Hello, Riley.
We've got a little apprentice today.
Apprentice Riley. Oh, so we got to introduce Riley now, really. We introduced him just now, but that podcast won't come out.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So come over quickly, Riley. Come and say.
This is Riley.
And there's Riley. So Riley is my apprenticeship. And I'll be
my apprenticeship?
He's my
apprentice.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Riley is my Padawan learner. Aren't you? You're my Padawan. I want you to grow along. Do you know what a Padawan is?
Yeah,
he knows. He's a nerd. Of course he knows what a Padawan is.
Oh, I know.
So he's a Padawan. So in future, you've got a little bit of a ponytail going on and you've got the same colour. Come back, actually, Riley. We've got to show the hair. Right. I'm sure this is going to be mentioned. Come on this side. Come next to Rachel because we need to do this hair now. Don't worry. That's it. Oh, well done for ducking under. Look at this. Get your hair out. I reckon they go to the same hairdresser.
That's very silly.
Your mum does it. How does your mum do the ends?
Yeah.
Imagine if...
I have not gone to a hairdresser since lockdown.
Imagine the
the
savings rate. Just go and see Vic. Go and see his mum.
She does the blonde bits as well.
Yeah.
Turn around. Let me see.
Yeah, it's just literally a box dye and she just does them.
Oh, we're going to see Vicky next.
I will be calling you.
Panic attack when she gets red bits down inside my neck.
No one can hear you because you're not near the mic. But anyway, so I want you just to say hello. I don't want you to actually do any talking or dialogue. That's not just know your place, Padawan. Young Padawan. And I want you to shave your hair now. You're a Padawan, and just leave one little braid bit that comes down like that.
And Ewan McGregor style.
Yep, that's Jedi. Yeah. I'm going to get you some brown stuff to wear, like brown sheets and stuff. All right?
I took that the wrong way then.
That's Riley, everyone. So he's going to be doing a bit of filming with us this year, like some weddings and things. He's going to come along and learn the ropes. And then when I'm old, he'll just make his own business up and just leave me stranded. Okay.
It does
Like they all
remind
do.
me. It does remind me of like when Ted had to dress up as a Jedi for Mike's film for university.
yeah.
And he had to dress up as a little Jedi. Oh,
yeah.
it was so cute.
Cute, wasn't he?
Imagine him with a little ponytail down the side.
Yeah, our son plays. Do you play games? You're a gamer. What is the Fallen Order game?
Do we come to the mic first or just talk about it now?
Eh?
Do we come to the mic for you to hear this?
Yeah, come to the mic. Yeah, I'll let you come to the mic this time. What's the Fallen Order game?
Because there's two of them. So
You know the main character. What's the main character's name?
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis. So our son plays a young Cal Kestis. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Maybe actually.
Yeah. Yeah, but nothing official. It's a Star Wars film that is made by my nephew at his London College of Film. But yeah, what did you say it was?
Cal
Kestis.
Cal Kestis. It's really hard to say when you've got a list.
But it was amazing though, because the studio have one of those, I don't know what you're calling it, but it's a
One of those domed...
domed 3D. It's not 3D.
It's a screen, domed screen.
Screens,
so all the background and everything is there.
And
was it huge, Rach? Was it a big screen?
It was massive. It literally covered the back wall and round the sides. And so you just stand on this platform and they can change the background like that, and then they can move it up so you can look like you're going up and down. And it was... No. It's a video
A film.
on. Yeah. It's the film on the game. Yeah.
Prequel of the game.
Yeah. So Ted had to pay a little version of.
Play?
Well, he had to. Yeah.
You said pay.
Play.
Did it sound like pay to you?
Sorry.
You said pay.
He had to play.
Yeah.
Sorry. Whoops. Play.
Yeah.
He had to play. What's that character called?
What's it called again?
Cal Kestis.
Anyway, sorry, people waiting for their wedding.
Yeah, so-
Thank you. You can, Riley. You may leave. Your master has let you leave now. Sorry, people that wanted to hear the questions. We're going to go with the questions now. So photography questions, and now I'm reading Rachel's writing. So good luck, Simon.
Well, these are the ones that we've been asked.
Yes,
And
obviously.
I've noted them down. The
Yes.
most frequently asked
And this is
questions
very
that we
good,
have.
actually. So, what happens if you are ill or if there is an emergency?
So this is really at one for both of us, isn't it? I mean, we do have backup people that we do rely on when we are.
Yep.
Even though you did ask me to put it down.
Oh, all right. Yep.
So yeah, we do have backup people that we rely on if we are, touch wood, ever ill or poorly or anything like that. If it is photography, just photography, obviously you step in, you do it. And if it is just videography, I step in and do it. But if it is both of us, and heaven forbid there is an emergency, we do have other people that we can contact to fill in for us. So please don't worry about that. We will get someone to fill in for us if we are poorly. But even to the point where we put different camera bits in the car, don't we? Like if we have an accident on the way to the venue or to anything like that, we put cameras and videography equipment in different locations of the car. So if we do, touch wood, have an accident on the way there, we can still jump in an Uber, jump in a cab and still be able to film your day with bits and pieces that we've got in the car that haven't been.
So what you're saying basically is we put the cameras in the back seats and we put them in the boot. If we get rear-ended and all the cameras in the boot get destroyed, we can still come and shoot your wedding with the other cameras.
Yes.
That's basically what she's saying. Okay. So, here we go. This one's about completed albums. Completed albums? Question mark.
So
show more than one. Oh, is that what I shouldn't be reading that? Should I?
no, like is so.
Is an album included in the package?
Yeah.
Is an album included in the package?
Why are you going?
There's a question mark on it.
So the albums are extra because each package is just for the photography or video.
The digital videos.
So you will get sent these files, and then if you wanted to have an album, because not everyone does.
No.
Everyone has their own style and does their own thing with their wedding photography.
Well, a lot of people just have them digital these days, but there are obviously there's still a lot of wedding albums out there, but some people just want to get their their photographer booked. Booked for the package. They want to worry about the albums later on. So you can.
Fine. We do that.
Yeah. So you book us. You know what package you're going for, and none of the packages have albums included, so you can worry about choosing that at a later date. All right.
But we do have 3 different album sizes, so then they can go through and they can have a look online and see what album size they want. A3, A4 and A5, all different sizes, so they can choose.
Yeah, that's the standard pricing, but if you ever want anything bespoke, then it's a separate quote for the bespoke, so because there's so many albums out there. All right.
And it also shows a lot of variety in your albums as well. So if you do show someone your album, they can see the variety of different shots and different venues and the consistency. So, for example, the background.
No, it's fine. I am yawning, but I've heard you say this for 10 years, so you're boring, you're boring me. But do it for the bride and groom.
So you really threw me.
I was yawning me.
Oh yes, nice question.
Oh God, she's so boring, everyone. I'm so sorry about her.
No, it's showing the consistency. So I have, like, for the ceremony, for video, it's the most stop yawning. For the video side of it, the ceremony is the most important part, isn't it? Because you are constantly filming. But for a photographer, we can move around to different angles and capture different bits. But in the album, it can become a bit, you don't want a whole page of just photos like this. So I break it up and I have a bit of a background where there's a close-up of the bride and the groom and merge it into the background. And that seems to be my sort of thing in most of the albums, isn't it? Where I have a black and white picture of the bride and groom and then the pictures of the ceremony in the middle centre page.
So what Rachel's trying to say in her own special way is she has a storybook type. No, God.
Oh, what am I trying to say?
She has a storybook style album, and most of you brides and grooms and brides and grooms are thinking about a wedding album and thinking of your parents' album, which is probably one photo a page. We're getting to the point now where parents are getting younger, but it's one photo per page, isn't it, with just a black background. Okay. And what Rachel does is she creates the background, so there's never really a black background unless you want it. And so you'll see a photo of, say, the top table in the background, all faded with lovely photos on top, and you can see samples of those if you contact us. Why are you laughing at me?
Nothing, because I love the way that you're trying to talk about my work and thinking, I've got to really think quick now because I don't know what I'm talking about.
You was giving me a stare at starting to panic. What do you love about weddings and what do you do?
No, what do I love about weddings?
This is what you wrote. What do you love about weddings and what
you do?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yes.
What do you love about weddings and what you do?
Oh, you can answer that one as well.
I'm not a photographer. This is frequently asked questions for photographers.
But I love weddings because everyone is different. If you had a 9-to-5 job, you would be going into the same office and it would be same work, that sort of thing. But every wedding is different, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, yes, we can do the same venue, but it's never dressed the same. It's never set up the same. There's different places to have weddings and the ceremony and different bits. And it is
characters.
Yeah, and it is. It's everything is different, and it's lovely meeting new people and meeting and knowing their characters and everything like that. So
finding out who's not talking to her in the family.
Yeah, we have to find out. Oh, can we have mum and dad?
Yeah. Will your mum and dad have a photo together? Or will it be your mum and dad, boyfriend, dog, and the cat? Yeah, so that's a good thing about it. Even though we film weddings all the time, they're always different, and that's what keeps us spicy for us.
Yeah. Additional
hours says on here.
Okay, so we do offer additional hours to both of our packages, don't we? If I think our most expensive package on both does include up to additional hours in those packages.
That includes party hours, yes.
Yeah, we call them party hours as such.
A lot of people say, can you come and shoot the after party? Yeah, we'll come and shoot the after party. But when it comes to making your video, you're not going to want just 2 hours of people dancing and prancing. You can bring that, you can compress all the good bits of that into one song. So have a good think about that. What it is you're after, and will you benefit from having your party filmed before you decide to?
If you want to, we do.
And sorry, I'm saying filmed. It's photography.
Yeah.
Photography photos are quite cool in the party. So, yeah.
Yeah, but again, if you want to, you can have 1 hour after the first dance, 2 hours after the first dance. And it helps as well if you know that you have fireworks or anything going on in the evening that you want us to capture. We've had, I can't say this word, a saxophonist. Someone who plays the saxophone. We've had one of them at a few weddings we did last year, so they wanted us to capture that. We're happy to do that. Just have 1 hour maybe, and then that gets captured in that price as well, doesn't it? So we do offer extra hours, but it all just depends on what you want, really.
I've got a story about a saxophonist at a wedding. Do you want me to tell you it?
Okay.
Apparently, they're lovely. We get on with all of them.
Where did you hear this story from?
I can't tell you where I've heard this story from. I've heard it from a DJ. Right?
Oh, right, okay.
And it's not the DJ you think either.
Oh.
But sometimes they can be everyone in any walk of life can be a little bit pushy. This saxophonist just happened to be. I can't say it now. I used to be able to say it until you mentioned. He used, but not he. I can't tell you the sex actually. Can't tell you the sex. They were a bit pushy and demanding, where they stood, what speaker they had, if they plugged into the DJ's things and stuff like that, and actually upset the DJ. So I don't know if you know this, but what they do is the DJ plays music and the saxophonist plays the saxophone over the music that the DJ's set.
Oh, right, okay.
So what the DJ did, I don't think it was at a wedding, this is just a story about a party one, is he turned all of his music down half a semitone. So the saxophonist could not find the right pitch to play along.
That's so mean. That
made me laugh. All you musicians out there, have a little chuckle. Anyway, bride and grooms, they're very good to have, so don't worry. Bride and grooms are always very good to have at weddings, I find. Right, how much is a second shooter?
Okay, so for me, the most expensive package that I have does actually include a second shooter because it will be bride prep, groom prep, alongside each other, or bride and bride prep.
It's a tough question because it's based on how long you want the second shooter for.
Exactly. So like I was saying, in our third package, or our most expensive package, we do have 2 shooters. But if it was an additional shooter that you wanted for one of our other packages, again, we would have to bespoke that as such, because you would have to go down the how long do you want them for, what do you want them there for, what are they going to be shooting, and then it would have to be like a mini package added on to the original package. So it's a bit of a hard question, but we do offer 2.
You're looking at if box standard, if you're looking at an extra shooter, you're looking at 500 plus for that person for the day. You might go a little bit cheaper if some shooters want to edit their own stuff, some don't. So, but that's extra editing for us. So you'll still be looking at around 500, including the editing, at least, I would say. But maybe at a point, it all depends on what you want shooted.
What about for you?
If you just want the ceremony done, it's very similar thing, really.
Because it isn't just about the day filming; it's about the editing and what they create.
When it comes to filming, for me, a second shooter is a bespoke thing because I can use by myself 4 or 5 cameras. I don't really need a second shooter unless there's an event going on that I'm filming one part of the event and they're somewhere else filming another bit that's just as important. Otherwise, I don't need to. Anyway, okay, so we're talking about photography, Rachel.
I'm just asking the question in general, really.
Can you request certain images to be taken?
Well, if they've got anything that they have in mind, like we've had a few bride and grooms before, haven't we? Say, you have to stop yawning.
I just find you so boring. Sorry, no, you don't find it boring.
It depends. I mean, like Pinterest nowadays and Instagram, they've got so many content out. There's so much content out there that says have this photo at your wedding, have this photo at your wedding. So yes, by all means, if you are a bride or groom, anyone out there that says, can I have this photo? Tell me and I'll add it to my list of photos that I'll work from on the day.
But what's funny though, is some of you say, I really want this photo done and it's in mountains behind it and beautiful. And then you'll get married to somewhere like a registry office or something like that. And you want the mountain shot. I'm like, well, right, okay.
But
it's more the poses than it's a pose more than anything.
Like we've had the love one. Do you remember when we had to spell love in their hands? We've done that a few times.
Loads of times.
If there's certain group shots that you want, sort of, I have had one once where she wanted a generation shot. So she wanted, I think it was her great nan, her mum, her. So I absolutely, if that's what you want, I wrote it down and on my list, and then on the day we made sure we captured that and we got that sorted.
Yep. How many photos will you take on the day?
Compared to how many I actually give them.
How many you receive? Right, okay. So you'll receive a certain amount of edited photos, but the amount of photos you'll take on the day.
It's a hard one because I can go, depending on the wedding size, if it's just ceremony based or if it's a full day coverage, I can shoot anywhere between, I would say, 1,500 to 3,000,
4,000, 5,000 even.
It all depends because if I'm doing party scenes, as we call them, if we do party scenes,
you hit it as you said, party scenes. It broke my ears.
Party scenes.
Yeah.
Then again, that could be another 1,000 photos just in those 2 hours that I'm with them. So yeah, I would normally shoot 2,000 to 3,000. And then give the couple, I will probably say about 700.
Yeah, that's dependent on the packages.
On the packages,
and you always give more. We say like 600 plus, something plus, another figure plus, and Rachel always goes way beyond. I'm like, what are you doing?
But it is because you've got a group shot. Let's say you've got both sides of the family. So mum, dad on one side, mum, dad on the other, the couple in the middle, and then you can't just take one shot of that. You have to take at least 4 or 5 because I can guarantee one person in that photo will have their eyes closed. Yeah. So then you have to make sure you've got enough to cover that. So that's why I overtake.
How long will it take after the wedding to get the photos?
I mean, we
always say 2 months.
Yeah, we are.
And that's really good. You know, there are some people waiting for photography after a year. You know, which is waiting for photos and videos after a year. We say 2 months. We will be really panicking if we don't get you your stuff within 2 months.
It does become a little bit stressful because obviously I have to cull the photos, so I have to upload all my 3,000 or whatever I've taken and then break them down and say, right, okay, they've got 3 of this, cut them down to 1. They've got 5 of this shot, cut them down to 1. So I have to go through all of them and do that. Then I have to go through and make sure there's edited and everything like that as well. So that obviously takes time. So if you've got maybe 3 weddings over one weekend, then there is going to be a little bit of a backlog. So in our busy period, we do tell people that, don't we? You know, we do extend it a little bit in the busy period, but not to the extent. I mean, I think the worst we've done maybe is 12 weeks at the very push.
You've never gone past.
Have I never?
No, because that's one thing I love to stick to. You've never gone past 8 weeks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, never. The other thing, what was I going to say, is that is not including the album. The album's down to you how long it takes because you have to give us 120 photos for your album. And once we've got that 120, you're looking at another month, I would say, to get your album. But
they have
we've had couples leave it 3-4 years. What's the longest we've had?
I think it's 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years before they've chosen their photos.
But again, it all depends on, because I will receive your images that you want in your album. I'll design the album itself. I'll then give you the electronic version. So I'll email that over to you. You can flick through, like we said in previous podcasts, flick through the albums, have a look. If there's something you wanted to change, by all means, please do tell me that you want to change something, because this is your album at the end of the day. And it's all about the communication. If we get really good communication, it's quite quick. Turnaround will be quite quick. If you are leaving it maybe a week, 2, 3 to get back to me, that's when we'll start having a little bit of a delay, because obviously it is about the quickness between us, really. So if it is quick, it will turn around quite quickly. The actual delivery of the album is about 2 weeks.
Right, okay.
But anything before and after that, that's obviously down to how quick the communication is between the two of us. So,
okay. How will I receive my images? Would there be digital download?
They will be digital.
That's quite a quick one. Digital download. So you get an email.
It's similar to yours, isn't it?
You'll get an email saying, follow this link, and then you'll be able to download them all and keep them all and save them wherever you want.
Yep.
What information do you need from the bride and groom before the wedding?
Well,
Sorry, this chair's really squeaky. I need to adjust myself.
We normally have a meeting, don't we? Whether it be Zoom or face-to-face, that's completely down to the bride and groom at the end of the day.
The information you need before the wedding is all on our quote sheet. So you'll be sent a quote sheet which asks you every question we need to know about the wedding. Sometimes you don't know them until you're nearer the wedding, so we get that information out from you, a couple of weeks before even. And some of you want to also have a catch-up chat just before the wedding, a month or so before the wedding. That's also fine. But if we've got the information on that quote sheet, we are happy to go. We will always call you before the wedding to check to see if anything's changed, but we try to leave it as near to the wedding as possible, because things still change leading up to the wedding.
And what I tend to do as well is a few weeks before the wedding, I would say probably about 2 or 3 weeks before the wedding, I will send out a list, a standard list that I've made up myself of what I will photograph in bridal prep if you're having it, what I'll photograph in the ceremony. If like group shots, for example, I'll add in group shots there. If there was a specific shot that you wanted, I'll add that in and I'll print that list out on the day. Now, at the bottom of that list, it will have questions like, are there any specific events going on? For example, we had an owl come in with the rings, that sort of thing. Please do let us know. We also say, how many guests have you got for the day? Because it almost prepares us for the day as well then, doesn't it? Because if you've got 120 people, I have to obviously then try and shout to 120 people and get my head into the mind frame of organising 120 people.
Which leads me on to the next question, Rachel.
Oh.
How do you manage group photos?
Oh, okay. There we go then. So I have to be... I don't know how to put this, because this is going to sound really weird.
There's two different methods. If you've got a Toastmaster...
Oh, yes, yeah. If you've got a Toastmaster.
We hand a list to the Toastmaster. They're perfect. So while we're shooting one group, he will be calling the next group ready to go.
Yeah.
Rachel can
I don't know
project
how to
her
put
voice.
This, yeah.
She can project her voice if there's no Toastmaster. And everyone goes, whoa.
Because
Blimey.
I come across so shy.
Well, when there's like 200 people in a garden, we need to get your attention, and she can do it. And not in a horrible way. She just knows that.
Saying I shout to her,
I didn't say that.
No, I know, but that's technically what I do,
You
don't
project your
I have to
voice.
project my voice loud enough for everyone to hear,
But
to be organised, to get into one group, basically. But
That's it.
And then I tend to work backwards with group shots, don't I?
Yeah.
So I will have the big group shot first. Sorry, I've just hit the mic again.
Always hitting the mic.
I think it's this chair. When you're in this chair, everyone's very handsy. So I will tend to work backwards in the group shot. So I'll do a big group shot first, and then I'll break it down to friends only, family only, and then we'll go into the specific shots of group shots that you want. I can't believe
Sorry, I've heard this. I'm so sorry, everyone. I've just heard this stuff so many times. It's just so boring.
Basically, I'll then break it down into the shots that you want. So mums, dads, that sort of thing as well. And it works out better this way, because then you're not doing a few shots and then looking to add people to it. You're taking people away from it. That's how I find it's easier.
Have you ever shot at a certain venue? That's what it says on here. Have you ever shot at a certain venue? So don't worry about that one. I think that's it then, mate. So we've covered most of them. If you've got any other questions for Rachel on her photography and her wedding photography, any questions we haven't covered there, feel free to contact us on www.cherrywoodpro.com.
Why do you do that? www.
It's because my mouth just goes funny. It's where I've been sleeping. I've been yawning most of the time through that.
Oh, I'm so
Anything
sorry.
else you want to chat about?
No.
Yeah, sorry about that yawning. But what you've got to understand is I've been married to this beauty for so long.
I say this because I'm the one doing the talking at the wedding fairs, aren't I? You normally do the quote sheets behind the scenes. I'm the one bringing them in.
Yeah.
And then I send them to you and you do the quote sheets. So you've heard all this
I've heard
stuff
it
from me.
1,000 times.
But please don't look so depressed. I've heard it 1,000 times.
I'm due a new bride, and I due a new wife.
Thanks, babe. Thanks.
What do you think?
Well, she's got to be good on the camera. She's got to look pretty on the camera.
Where do you live where you can have as many as you want? You can be my photographer wife. Get enough one is a pole dancer. That's you as well, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for listening to this dribble.
No, be positive. Say something positive.
Thank you for listening to this lovely dribble.
No, this is going to be the lasting impression we leave on these people.
We've got to leave on a high note.
Yes.
Don't do as she does, do as she don't does.
I haven't got it on anymore.
Oh, you ain't got it on anymore. Anyway, thank you. Anything else you want to chat about, Rach? How's your week been? How's your health?
My health is still question marked. No one knows any answers to why I'm unhealthy. So still under investigation. Let's just say
It's
that.
not as if like you go drinking and stuff, is it?
Oh, it's the drinking and the women.
The drinking and the women. You don't know, do you? You don't abuse your body, yet your body's abusing you.
No, that's you, babe. Just focus. Let's focus now. Focus.
No one's going to know what focus is all about until about a month's time. No one's going to know. Anyway.
Right, let's end.
Okay,
Let's do
thank you
this
so much for watching and listening to the podcast. Episodes every Friday and Monday.
If you want to be a guest.
If you want to be a guest, then contact us on cherrywoodpro.com/podcast. Or if you want to sponsor the podcast, which means have an advert on the podcast, because I'm not really sure what sponsor and advertise on the podcast. What's the difference? Do you want to sponsor the podcast? What's that mean? They're going to have a scarf with Cherrywood Podcast written on it and cheer us every time we walk past.
We could do. Or like flags.
That's been a fan of the podcast, isn't it? But sponsor, what's the difference between sponsor and advertised? Sponsors just give you some. Go on.
Do you want to come for this?
Yeah. Riley knows. Apprentice, tell me what's the difference. I should know this because
The sponsorship is where someone will pay for you to promote them, and you talk about all the good things. You know, if you go on YouTube and I don't know, maybe one of your kids might do it on what they watch. They'll promote a certain brand or a certain game, and they're paying for that. So whoever sponsors you, well, you've got to big up.
Okay, you big up the company because they sponsored you to talk about it.
They pay you to talk about nice stuff to them.
So in theory, every time I have a guest, we're sponsoring them.
If they're paying you. So if they're paying you to do that, yeah.
Come back to the mic, right?
If they're paying you to do that, then yes.
So what's the difference between advertising?
And adverts just a standard thing. You'll stand promoting, but the sponsorship is you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah, so they're paying me to put an advert on.
Yeah, but the advert isn't. Sponsorships, you have to literally, you're being paid, you have literally got to big them up. You've got to talk about everything that's good and why you like them.
So we've got to talk about sponsorships, right?
Adverts, you got to say, oh yeah.
Here we go.
Right, okay.
This is what they do.
Okay.
Okay,
God,
so...
maybe the apprentice is teaching the master. But I've always thought, like, what is the difference between sponsoring? Because we big them up anyway. Even our little advert bigs them up.
But we're talking about them in the... Oh my God, sponsorship. We're saying, use this company, they're amazing and that. And in an advert, we'll just be saying advert.
So in theory, we sponsor Snug Dubs, but they have an advert at the end of the show as well.
We don't sponsor them.
Well, we did it on a couple of times when we've taken the Snug Dubs around.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. And
when we've taken the van out, that's a kind of sponsorship. So if you want to advertise, because the sound of sponsorship just makes me feel tired. I'm very tired today. Anyway, so sponsor it. We can big you up a little bit, but what we really do is advertisement. So we have a couple of adverts at the start. We have a couple in the middle. We have a couple at the end. If you want to be a part of that and be a part of this growing family. Rachel, do you want me to wrap this up?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks very much.
I don't know where you got that idea
I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just tired. I didn't even have a late night last night, but I did have a dream that we were in 2 boat accidents.
I'm going to have to Google
sank.
what that means, because if you've had 2, then that's something's playing on your mind.
That's just the first one didn't kill you, so I tried again, I suppose. Yeah,
and on that note.
But this is the weird thing. The boat got hit by another boat and then it started filling up big time. I was immediately like, where's Rach? Where's Rach? Found you. Got you to the edge. We had a row on the other boat, which also started sinking, right? That started sinking and I lost you again. This is a dream, by the way. Anyone coming halfway through this, it's a dream. I lost you again. And then I was like, oh, my phone's not working. Oh, don't worry about Rach. Let's find a jetty and see if I can fix my phone. So I got onto a jetty where a couple were just having a meal. So what this couple have witnessed is 2 boats sinking and they're having a dinner. Just
not calling for help.
And I'm like, obviously I'm soaking. I'm like, do you mind if I just use the end of your table so I can repair my phone? That is the dream I had.
We should do a podcast on dreams.
On dreams.
Just on dreams.
The dream podcast.
Yeah. And just have one specific podcast just about weird dreams that we've had.
Weird
and then
dreams.
find out the meanings, like my dinosaur.
Yes.
Let's do that. The next podcast.
If you have got any dreams you want to tell us about, come and see us or write in and tell us about your dreams.
In anymore?
Who write in? Write in on his email, can't you? You're still writing, aren't you? What they use?
You're not writing, you're typing.
Well, you can get a little pen out on my phone and write if I wanted to. It's a pain in the ass, but I won't do it. Anyway, we're still going. So once again, take care. I hope the questions are useful.
Thank you.
And I'm going to shut up talking now.
Like, subscribe. No, what is it?
Subscribe to this podcast.
No, like, share, subscribe. That's it.
Like, share, subscribe. Right down below there. Can you see it? It's there somewhere. That's what they do. I don't know whereabouts it is. I think it's over that corner there.
I'm going to point
No,
up
that's there. It's that corner. Point down there. There. Subscribe down there. Yeah, see it? Bit that says subscribe. Go for it. Bye.
Thank you.
This podcast has been brought to you by Snug Dubs Camper Van Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk. This podcast was brought to you today by Austin's Eatery on Station Road, Strood.
Try the Viking Challenge.